these kind of conversations can actually happen in a very short period of time. So one of the biggest keys is to connect your heart with God's love for yourself and those around you and see who he highlights to you, because there's people who really are this open and really are this hungry, and to go in a place of love without any fear, to connect. Hi, how are you? Just have that sense of safety, help somebody encounter God's love, and then invite them to know Jesus. And if they said no, they don't want Jesus, that's okay. But give them a clear enough invitation that they could say yes or no. And so
you can still pray for them if they say no.
Yeah.
God bless them.
When you're in a connected conversation, even if people aren't interested, it's not weird. But you can just say hi, have a conversation. You can give them an encouraging word with a photo. You can offer to pray. You can offer to help them experience God's presence. You don't have to do all of those. You could pick like one. And then, if it comes up in your heart, you could share a brief testimony. I did kind of like bridging to where he was at. Like, hey, we're real people. And it's not to say that I don't still struggle with those things too, but we're in a short moment. We're wanting to help somebody encounter God's love and then give them an opportunity to go further with Jesus. And so just go ahead and share the gospel and invite somebody. And if they're like, I'm already a born-again, spirit-filled Christian, they'll let you know. Yeah. But if you get into a conversation about where to go to church or what's your spiritual beliefs, like that can just get off in all kinds of places. And then in a public setting, a lot of times somebody's got to go. So if it's at all open to share the gospel in a connected, loving way, just share and say, God's a God of love. We're the ones that have walked away from him. Jesus died and rose again to forgive us. So we have a choice. We can reject that and stay separate. We can receive him, give him our lives. Do you want to do that right now? And maybe sometime today, before you go out, you could practice sharing that with somebody. And even here today, just because we're in church doesn't necessarily mean that we understand the gospel or we've surrendered our life to Jesus, and that's okay. We can grow in understanding, and we could say today, I actually want to receive Jesus and his death and resurrection for me and his forgiveness and connection with the Father.
And I love the line, God wants to be near to you. Would you like to be near to him? Because everyone's really starving for that desire of connection and close affection with God.
So I would encourage you, go with love and connection in your heart without a big agenda that you have to do anything to perform. But as you're in that connection with somebody, ask God, how can I help them encounter your love? And do some way. Pray for them, encourage them, prophesy over them, help them feel God's presence to encounter his love. And if it's at all open, share the gospel. When you do it in a conversational way, it's not a big intimidating thing. You're planting a seed, and they can say yes, they can say no, they could say I need to think about it. I did some more follow-up instructions here. You don't have to remember all that, but what you do want is if somebody gives their life to Jesus or there's an authentic connection, get their contact information or introduce them to somebody else in your group so you could follow up with them in the next couple of days and get them connected with like a home fellowship or invite them to church.
They get discipled into knowing Jesus.
Yeah. So we love you. We believe in you.
Yes, we love you.